Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a book haul, my first book haul, and I believe about 7 months. Almost all of the books that I'm hauling today are going to be murder mysteries, and some of them are going to be familiar to you if you watch my channel regularly, as I have shown them in videos. Some of these books I've actually read already. I haven't filmed a book haul in a while because obviously I like to film book hauls when I have a decent number of books to show, and over the last 7 or 8 months I've just been buying a book here or a book there. So now I feel like I've finally accumulated enough to warrant a book haul video. If you're interested in murder mysteries, classic murder mysteries, definitely keep watching. I have some good books here to share. So let's just start with the top of the pile. First, I have The Floating Admiral by the Detection Club. This is a classic murder mystery from the Golden Age. Now, in case you don't know what the Detection Club is, I've mentioned them multiple times in previous videos recently, but in case you're new here and you don't know the Detection Club is a group that still exists today, and it was founded back in, I think, 1930-ish. by some of the classic murder mystery writers of Britain. It is a group for crime writers in London to get together and talk about their books, about true crime cases, about murder mystery as a genre. And so its members have included historically people like Agatha Christie, Dorothy L. Sayers, Anthony Berkeley, etc., etc. This is a book that several members of the Detection Club actually wrote together, where they would take turns and each of them would write a chapter of the mystery. So it sounds like a really intriguing concept, and actually in this edition, at the back, each member of the club, after they wrote their section, they wrote down what, in their mind, they thought the ending to the mystery was going to be, so you can see all of their different ideas of where they would have taken the story. I have heard that the book does read a little bit disjointed because of this unconventional format, and obviously, you know, maybe one member of the club wanted to take the story in one direction and the person who went after them was like, oh no, we're not doing that, we're doing this instead. But I just love the concept of this book and I'm really excited to check it out. The authors who contributed to The Floating Admiral were G.K. Chesterton, Victor L. Whitechurch, G.D.H. and M. Cole, Henry Wade, Agatha Christie, John Rode, Millward Kennedy, Dorothy L. Sayers, Ronald A. Knox, Freeman Wills Crofts, Edgar Jepson, Clemence Dane, and Anthony Berkeley. And then it has an appendix with the solutions in the back. I'm excited to check this out. I just think it sounds really fun. Speaking of the Detection Club, I recently bought and read a history of the Detection Club. The book is The Golden Age of Murder, The Mystery of the Writers Who Invented the Modern Detective Story by Martin Edwards. Martin Edwards is actually the current president of the Detection Club in the modern day, and this book recounts the founding of the group, the lives of some of its members, and it was a really enjoyable nonfiction read. I have been writing a murder mystery novel nicknamed Project Dagger set in the Golden Age of Mysteries, so I bought this book to learn a little more about some of the mystery writers from that period. It was a really engaging read, and even though it's nonfiction, I still think it was pretty accessible and easy to get through. If this is a topic that interests you, I would encourage you to check out this book. It was pretty informative and interesting. As I said, Martin Edwards is the current Detection Club president, and he has edited numerous anthologies containing classic mystery short stories written by various Detection Club members, and I also picked up 2 of those in the last 7 or 8 months. There's one that I have actually already read, and that is The Christmas Card Crime and Other Stories. I read this for the reading vlog I filmed in December, where I read Christmas-themed murder mysteries. I will link that in the card if you want to go check it out. So this is a short story collection containing just murder mystery short stories that take place at Christmas or in that general time of year. It was a really fun read. My favorite short story in this collection was one called By the Sword. That was the one that I liked the most. And then, since I enjoyed that collection, I decided I was going to pick up another one. I bought this book at E. Shaver Booksellers in Savannah, Georgia, a really adorable bookshop with some adorable cats in it. I will link my Savannah vlog in the card if you want to go see my footage from E. Shavers. And the book that I picked up there is Murder by the Book, Mysteries for Bibliophiles is another one of the Martin Edwards collections. So all of the short stories in here have something to do with books or reading. They're all bookish murder mysteries. Let's see, the authors in here are G.D.H. and M. Cole, E.C. Bentley, Nicholas Blake, S.C. Roberts, Philip MacDonald, A.A. Milne, aka Winnie the Pooh guy, he also wrote murder mysteries, Julian Simons, Gladys Mitchell, Roy Vickers, Michael Innes, Christiana Brand, Marjorie Bremner, Victor Canning, John Creasy, Edmund Crispin, and Nigo Marsh. I never know how to pronounce Nigo Marsh's name. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably saying her first name wrong. I never know how to say her name. I apologize. Since I enjoyed the Christmas Card Crime and other stories, and I'm looking to read more classic murder mysteries, one, because I enjoy them, and two, because I am writing a book that takes place in this time period, I really wanted to pick this up. I think bookish murder mysteries sound fun, and I hope to read this collection soon. I'll probably buy more of these collections in the future. So if any of you out there have read some of these, you have any particular favorites, let me know which collections I should check out. Additionally, over the last 7 months, I have acquired 3 books in the same series. So let's talk about the Mr. and Mrs. Darcy Murder Mystery series by Carrie Bebris. This is a series of murder mystery novels that follow a married Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice as they solve crimes. Later on in the series, they actually start to meet characters from other Jane Austen novels, which is super fun. I mean, these books are not great works of literature, but if you want to read some murder mystery Jane Austen fan fiction, I think they're good for that. They are very easy to get through, very quick reads, and as someone who loves murder mysteries and Pride and Prejudice, you know, it has my name written all over it. I have read the first 3 books in this series, and I picked up books 4, 5, and 6 using some of my Thrift Books free book rewards. I think at least 2 of these I got with my free book reward, so that's cool. Then I have The Matter at Mansfield, or The Crawford Affair. This is the one that crosses over with the characters from Mansfield Park. Then the one that I am personally the most excited for, The Intrigue at Highbury, aka Emma's Match. My second favorite Jane Austen couple are Emma and Mr. Knightley, so I can't wait to see them meet Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy in this book, hopefully solve a murder together. That is the fan fiction of my wildest dreams. And then I have The Deception at Lyme, or The Peril of Persuasion, which is the one that crosses over with the characters from Persuasion. So those are my Mr. and Mrs. Darcy murder mysteries that I picked up. There is one more book in this series that I don't have, which is the one inspired by Sanditon. I actually haven't read Sanditon. It's one of Jane Austen's unfinished novels, but I did watch the Masterpiece PBS series, Sanditon, which I don't know how much that has in common with what Jane Austen wrote, but I do know the characters, at least, because I watched that. So I probably will have to pick that one up at some point, too. These are not my favorite books in the world, but if you're a Jane Austen girly who also likes mysteries, and you just kind of want to turn your brain off for some harmless Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy crime-solving fun, these books are for you. Finally, I also picked up 2 Agatha Christie books. I love Agatha Christie, and I am currently on a mission to read every single murder mystery she ever wrote. These are 2 books that my library does not have, so I had to get a copy of them for myself. Coincidentally, they are both books featuring her recurring character of Superintendent Battle. Superintendent Henry Battle is a character who appears in, I think, like 5 or 6 Agatha Christie books. He's the former superintendent of Scotland Yard. I didn't pick these up because I was intentionally seeking out Superintendent Battle books. I just knew they were books my library didn't have, and they were cheap on thrift books, so I got them. Now, the first one, I have to admit, I just got this in the mail, and I am not that happy with it because it doesn't look like how it was advertised on thrift books. It was supposed to look like this, but instead what I ended up getting is this very weird looking copy from 1974. This is Towards Zero. Do you see it? It has like an eyeball on it. It's very weird. It has some red edges. But I hate the cover. I think it's really ugly. Like, this is not what the picture on thrift books looked like. I don't like it. I think it's hideous. But I can't return it. So this is what I got. I guess I'm gonna read it and then maybe I might unhaul it because I don't like this cover. I think it's ugly. But anyways, this is Towards Zero. I'm not entirely remembering the plot, and the description on the back does not help me much because it is very vague. But this is a Superintendent Battle book, and I believe it surrounds the murder of an old woman who is killed at a house party in a like seaside town. I don't really remember the plot. This book does not have a description to help me out. It was once owned by a woman named Betty. She wrote her name in it. So hey, Betty, got your book. Yeah, this is a really 1970s cover, isn't it? Not as advertised, but it's what I got. And then the last book I have to share in this haul is Murder is Easy. This is a Superintendent Battle book, like I said. And I believe this comes before Towards Zero in the series, not quite sure. This is actually a book dealing with a serial killer, I believe. The main character is Luke Fitzwilliam, and he is investigating the multiple murders in the quiet English village of Witchwood. I saw on the official Agatha Christie Instagram, actually, that an adaptation of this book just came out, I believe, on the BBC. So if it makes its way to America, I will have to read this book and check out the adaptation. This is the last book that I'm going to be hauling in this video, another Agatha Christie for my collection, and it actually looks like the picture on thrift books. So I'm happy about that. I like these covers much more than the weird floating eyeball 1970s ones. So that is my haul. These are all of the books that I have acquired in the last 7 months or so. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. It really does help my channel. And it would also really help me if you could leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if any of them are on your TBR. And if you are still here but you don't know what to comment, why don't you comment? Is there an eye emoji to represent this 1970s like floating eyeball cover? It's just one of the weirdest, this is the weirdest book that I own now, like, my goodness. Anyways, Thank you so much for watching this video today, you guys. My social media links are down below if you want to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, or be my friend on Goodreads. And please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. Thank you so much for spending time with me here today, and I hope you have a magnificent rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you next time.